Well, good morning. I am Bernice A. King, and in the spirit of my father and mother, Martin Luther King Jr. and Coretta Scott King, I am rising. As the CEO of the King Center, which of course is the official national and international living memorial charged with carrying forward the nonviolent legacy of my father, I wholeheartedly join in this international movement by urging people of goodwill everywhere to stand up, speak up, and never shut up about violence towards females wherever and whenever it occurs. Today, I am rising because I believe that now is the time for people of all races, religions, cultures, and nations to rise up and declare their determination to eliminate violence in all of its forms towards women and girls and everybody. I rise to urge everyone to affirm respect for the dignity of women and girls everywhere and to make a lifelong commitment to protect females from violence. In the words of my father, today, the choice is no longer between violence or nonviolence. It is between nonviolence or non-existence. And I'm rising because we must end the violence or we will all become extinct. Instead, now is the time to create the beloved community. I am honored and humbled on this auspicious occasion to stand with the children of light from all around the world to strike a blow against the violence that has been perpetuated against women and girls. When I ponder the fact that 1 in 3 women will be raped or beaten in their lives, when I consider that our precious girls are being trafficked like products in the marketplace, traded in the marketplace, especially right here through the world's busiest airport in a city that professes that it's not too busy to love, the enormity of the problem is staggering. The violence is systematic and in some cases institutionalized. So we must rise and stop it now. How do we get the attention of the collective consciousness of the global community to recognize that all forms of violence against women and girls can no longer be tolerated or accepted as the status quo? How do we fight this form of dysfunction and hate? What kind of force can we mount to combat this precipitous evil that we see being perpetuated against women and girls all over the world? Well, I'm reminded again of my father's words when he said, returning violence for violence only multiplies violence, adding deeper darkness to a night already devoid of stars. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. On this Valentine's Day, I rise to affirm the belief of my father and mother that love is the most powerful healing force on the earth. But I'm not talking, of course, about romantic love. Rather, I speak about the force of agape, unconditional love for all people that lights the way forward to a better world. This is why I'm standing with 1 billion rising, because despite the alarming numbers of violence against women and girls, we cannot drive out hate. We can drive out hate. We can neutralize and vanquish violence with the only unstoppable force in the universe, that being unconditional love. I feel the love of women from South Africa to Ecuador to San Francisco to the people who are gathered here today. We have the power of unconditional love within us to turn the tide, to bring the light into darkness, to break the chains and refuse to be prisoners of violence and its reciprocal nature. When we strike against violence, it should be from the beat of the hearts pumping the lifeblood of unconditional love. We cannot allow the violence to rob us of our very essence, our very nature, or our very humanity. My father was able to strike a blow heard around the world against violence of segregation, degradation, and oppression by utilizing the power of unconditional love. uniting with others until that power could no longer be contained. And the world watched as systems and laws fueled by hate came tumbling down. The status quo had to bow down to the power of love. I believe that that power of unconditional love is still able to rise again, heal and restore, and yes, eliminate the violence that we are gathered against in solidarity. We must teach it in our homes, teach it in our schools, and teach it in our communities. At the King Center, we are doing our part by teaching young people how to make nonviolence a way of life through our interactive workshops. Our Nonviolence Opportunity Watch Summer Camp educates young people in the basics of nonviolent conflict reconciliation. And so, despite the violence that plagues our communities, nations, and world, I look to the future with hope, because I know that we, as members of the human family and citizens of what my father called the World House, we have an amazing capacity for kindness, decency, and love. And in closing, I leave you with these words. My father once said, "It is still one of the tragedies of human history that the children of darkness are often more determined and zealous than the children of light." Well, today though, February 14th, 2013, I'm happy to report that the tide has turned, because 1 billion children of light are rising.